we review Universal Basic Guys, Fight or Flight. Universal Basic Guys. I wouldn't eat them. They don't have brains.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so I have seen the 7th episode of Universal Basic Guys, Fight or Flight. In this particular world, you don't get arrested for destroying $1 million pieces of equipment. Anyway, so Thumbhead and There to Eat Up Screen Time apparently have a flight simulator. I believe There to Eat Up Screen Time never actually gets to fly the plane. He just gets to watch. Thumbhead does all the simulated flying, and despite the fact that it is a very complex simulator, do understand that, pilots often have to be rated on every commercial airliner they fly. That's how the world works, people. So, Thumbhead and his brother are apparently going to a funeral in which they have to fly. Thumbhead gets on the plane and somehow incapacitates both pilots. There to Eat Up Screen Time gets stopped at check-in by TSA because he's covered in wieners. And our other plot is in touch with his feminine side man is trying to show his wife that he could be a father to get her to take out her, guardian at the gate. These three plots collide. And, the whole thing has to come by the basic point that Thumbhead somehow convinces one of the older pilots to let him come up to the cockpit and talk shop. And the raw stupidity of this is what really bothers me. This is just what's bothering me about this, is that in a world, post 9/11 world, there is no way even somebody who is a certified pilot, who is not known to the pilot, is getting in the cockpit, okay? So there are a lot of stuff that causes problems beyond that. But then for some reason, TSA is just obsessed with There to Eat Up Screen Time guy because he has piles and piles of hot dogs. Because, of course, this guy used to work at a hot dog factory, and apparently hot dogs is all he eats. How he's not dead, I don't know. But okay, if I worked at a hot dog factory, I would probably no longer eat hot dogs. I don't eat them that often anyway, but, if you love something, you don't want to know how it's made. Hot dogs are the trash sausage, and sausage is disgusting. Yet I love it. I love it so much. Okay, so let's just set that plot line aside because it's aggravatingly stupid and fueled by aggravating stupidity. We have in touch with his feminine side guy. We learned during his thing is he is taking his cousins or sisters. He's taking somebody's kids who are related to him. I guess they're his niece and nephew. And he's taken them for the day to prove to his wife, who is like 45, that he can have kids because he wants to have kids and she doesn't. And it's like, look, I'm going to make this point. I'm a man and I'm about to be 45. So, yes, I could still have kids. I still want to have kids. I haven't found the right women, but I often have to ask the women I ask out if they're old enough to buy liquor, because women who are not old enough to buy liquor come on to me all the time. It's gotten to the point in my life where I ain't banging some chick unless I see some ID, because I ain't going to jail. It's just not worth it to me, right? So, I remember when a friend of mine's 14-year-old daughter tapped me with her boob, and that was gross. And it's like, I would so be into that when she turns 18, assuming she's, hot at 18. But at 14, it's gross, you know what I mean? So anyway, it's not looking good for In Touch with His Feminine Side guy. He's already been proven to have trouble in the bedroom. You know, the wife is just not into him. I think she's just married to him because she's like, look, you know, I don't have time to go out there and find me the D, so I have a D that sits around here, and I'm just going to keep this D because it's functional. You know, it's not a great D. She's probably cheating on him with some dude at the office, but I mean, you know, so long as the D works, she's not going to throw it out. It's like that old computer or old cell phone that you still use every now and again. Anyway, so in touch with his feminine side, man, he's taken the kids to like water ice, whatever that is, I don't know. And you know, one of the kids writes this note that says this man's a pedophile, call the police. And it's like, okay, look, at that point, what you should have done is take that note, call this man's mother, and show them the note, and then they don't get their cell phone back ever. It's like, no, what you did is illegal, it's not funny, and seriously, you are an entitled little brat, and someone should beat the crap out of you. And if it were not illegal to beat the crap out of you, I personally would volunteer to beat the crap out of that kid that nearly got their uncle arrested, because that's not cool. I mean, look, I was a well-behaved kid for the most part. Everybody had their bad side, but I never drank. Well, I rarely drank when I was underage. I rarely did anything wrong. I pretty much followed the rules. Okay, and that's boring. I was 6, so that's kind of why it was so boring. Never raised any hell. But, you know, there should be consequences when kids do something that can get people in trouble. It should be noted that that stuff just ain't funny. That stuff not being funny is kind of the root of this episode. It's not funny. It's there. It exists. If you're working on something and it's playing in the background, I guess this is okay. Otherwise, you should probably give it a pass. Heck, the only reason I can get through Universal Basic Guys is I generally have it playing in the background as I'm working on something. Oh, this show is trash. And it makes me angry. Anyway, so, have you seen Universal Basic Guys episode 7? Do you think it's trash? Did you laugh even once? Let me know in the comments below. I'm Richard.
Ladies, gentlemen, and human-type persons, I am Sergeant Duck, and I am tasking you with commenting on this video. You should also like and subscribe if you haven't already. Share this with your friends, and make a better, more disciplined world for you and for me. Dismissed!